You stepped into the corridor and told yourself you could handle it, but you were wrong. And the second the walls closed in, everything you'd been holding together came undone right in front of you. Bakugo saw your face and went quiet. Kirishima said your name like he already knew. You trained beside them for months and never once mentioned the storage closet, the broken handle, the 2 hours alone in the dark. And now they were sitting in the grass in the middle of a drill, wondering why you hadn't told them, and you were wondering the same thing. The training ground smelled like sweat and scorched concrete, the afternoon heat setting thick over the field. As Class 2A ran drills, he'd been paired with Bakugo and Kirishima for close combat simulations, which honestly was either a blessing or a curse, depending on the day. Today, it was starting to feel like the latter. Again, Bakugo barked, snapping his gauntlets back into position. His palms crackled with small, restless sparks. You're dropping your left side every time you dodge. That's a death sentence in the field. He's right, Kirishima added, although his tone was warmer, less sandpaper. He rolled his shoulder, an armored skin hardening and unhardening in little, rippling waves. You want to try the enclosed drill next. It's tighter quarters, so you'll be forced to keep up your guard. He'd heard about the enclosed drill, a sectioned off portion of the training ground near the far wall. 3 narrow corridors built to simulate tight urban terrain, concrete walls on every side, maybe 1.5 meters wide, 2 entrances, no open sky above. They'd used it in second year for capture and rescue exercises. You hesitated for only a second. Sure. Neither of them noticed the hesitation. Bakugo was already walking ahead, tossing a lazy comment over his shoulder. Try to keep up this time. You were half a second behind on every counter. Half a second is huge, he said automatically, because arguing with him was practically muscle memory at this point. Exactly my point, genius. Kirishima laughed, and you felt something ease in your chest at the sound of it. Familiar, bright. He fell into step beside you, bumping your shoulder. You've been doing really well now, today. That reversal you pulled in round 3 was sick. Don't inflate her ego, Bakugo said without turning around. Well, his ego is already the size of a regulation gymnasium. He told Kirishima, there's no inflation left for the rest of us. Bakugo made a sound that might have been a laugh if you squinted. The corridor entrance was small, 2 thick concrete panels forming a narrow mouth. The interior dim, even in the afternoon light. He stopped at the threshold, and something cold moved through you, fast, involuntarily. You going? Kirishima asked from beside you. Yes, you said. Yeah, just. But your body had already made its own decision. The second you stepped inside, the walls registered somewhere deep, an animal in your brain. Close, pressing, the ceiling only a meter above. The passage no wider than a stride. The light behind you narrowed immediately. Ahead, another turn, more gray, and the ambient noise of the open field dropped away like someone had cut a wire. The ceiling felt lower than it was. Your breathing had changed, short, shallow. You didn't realize you'd stopped walking until Kirishima said your name. Hey. His voice was close, careful. You okay? I'm fine, you said, which was a sentence that under no circumstances meant what it claimed. Bakugo had stopped a few paces ahead. He turned around, and his expression shifted fast, the way it always did when he was actually paying attention, versus performing impatience. He read something in your face and went quiet. I just. Your voice came out thinner than you wanted. It's smaller than I thought. Neither of them said anything immediately. And then you heard your own breathing, too loud in the gray passage, too fast, and the walls were absolutely not moving, but they felt like they were. And you made a sound that was almost entirely controlled before you pressed back against the concrete behind you. Out, Bakugo said flatly. What? Out, now. We're done with this drill. He was already moving, not grabbing you, not touching, just creating motion. Something to follow. Move. Kirishima was at your side in a second, not crowding you, but present. A warm, solid nearness. Come on, he said quietly. Let's get some air. He followed Bakugo out of the corridor, and the second the open fields stretched back around you, the vice in your chest loosened. You stood in the sunlight and breathed, and you hated the embarrassment curling up your neck almost as much as you hated the fear. I didn't know about the space thing. You didn't tell me. It doesn't. It's not usually that bad. I thought I could handle it. Well, you could have told us. His voice was gentle. I know. Bakugo had stopped a few feet away. He was staring at nothing in particular, gauntlets hanging loose at his sides, and when you looked at him, his jaw was tight, not with irritation. You knew that tension by now. It was something else. I should have asked, he said, low and clipped. Before we put you in a box. Katsuki, don't. I saw you hesitate, and I assumed you were being slow. I didn't ask you. That was shit of me. The honesty of it knocked you sideways every time. Neither of us knew, Kirishima said. But we should have. We should have known that stuff. That matters for you, right? He sat down on the grass, legs crossed, because standing up felt like too much maintenance. After a second, Kirishima lowered himself down beside you, and another second, and Bakugo dropped on your other side. It started when I was a kid. Got stuck in a storage room at school. The handle broke from the inside, and I was there for like 2 hours before anyone realized. My quirk didn't work in tight spaces back then. I couldn't do anything. Just sat in the dark. You should have led with that, Bakugo said. I didn't think it would hit like that. Still, it's okay. It's not. We'll do the rest of the training in the open. There are better drills anyway. You tell us next time. Agreed, Kirishima said from your other side. You turned your palm up and held it. Yeah, I will. The sun moved across the field. Somewhere behind you, other students were still running drills, shouting and laughing. The three of you stayed where you were a little longer than was necessary, strict, and no one mentioned it. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.